Hey, what's up, all my beanie weenies, and welcome back to another episode of The Sims 4 Love Island. And today is going to be an exciting episode because, of course, it's our Friday one, so there will be a recoupling during it. But first, starting off, I, for some reason, decided to pick Ava and Garrison to have alone time in the honeymoon suite. Why I did that, I don't really know. Maybe, I think it's probably because they have like the highest or like the fullest relationship status between everyone. I'm not too sure. Maybe the lowest, and that's why I put them in there to build. I don't really know. I'm unsure as to why exactly they're going to the honeymoon suite, but they are, okay? So they're gonna go there, they're gonna spend some time alone together and hopefully get their relationship higher. We'll see how that goes. Back around the pool, everyone's just kind of relaxing in the backyard, taking in their last full night together, because again, we are going to have a recoupling. So when it comes to all the supernaturals that came in this week, Kira, Xavier, Luna, and Colton, this is kind of their last big chance today to really make that last impression, to make sure that they are picked and that they're able to stay, because they've had the hardest time. I mean, they're the last ones to enter, so everyone else has like known each other for a while now, so they really have to make that impression, make sure they get picked, or else they're just gonna be gone. So at first it's just Luna and Marcus, and it actually kind of seems like the flirting's going on pretty well. Of course, Kira has to step in and kind of be a third wheel awkwardly. She has to try too to make relationships. But Marcus and Luna actually seem to be hitting it off a little bit. There's a little bit of flirting, a little bit of cute little pointing and head bobbing. Same animations over and over again, but it's fine. Meanwhile, at the pool, there's a pretty awkward love triangle still going on between Aurora, Alana, and Xavier. All season, Aurora and Alana have been going after the same guy, and this time it is Xavier. They went on a date together in the last episode, and they're still just hanging out together. I think they should just go poly and just all date each other, but it's not how Love Island works, so sadly we won't be seeing that. I don't think their egos would allow that to happen anyway. Cole is just awkwardly there, joined in, and there's not really any real tension at the moment. They're just kind of all chit-chatting. Alright, and then it seems as though Xavier and Aurora have decided to take a little swim around as well as with a few other islanders. Everyone's really just gathered at the pool. Even Colton comes from the kitchen and sits down with Cole and Alana, and everyone's just hanging out, swimming around. I do want to give a little spoiler for the rest of this episode that this is actually going to be the last episode taking place in this villa. And so if you have liked this Love Island villa, I think it's one of the most accurate ones that people have made on The Sims, but it's just my opinion. But if you do like it, remember to download it on the gallery at Singleton RW. And you can find it there. Also, Casa Amor is there as well if you want to check out that house a little bit more too. There's a whole extra room there that I didn't even show, so make sure to check that out. And because I'm pretty excited for you to see the next location that we go to. But I'm already thinking in advance. I just thought I would say that as everyone's swimming around and I have time to put that in there. And it looks as though Marcus is kind of chatting it up with Vivian in the corner of the pool over here. And it seems a bit flirty. It seems like there could be a few vibes there. I was trying to look for funny clips. I noticed that in the beginning of all my series, I include a lot of clips of the show. And then the more we go on, I just stop. The other shows, it's been a lot easier. But this one, I don't know. There's like no, like when you look up Love Island funny clips on YouTube, like nothing comes up. And I feel like that's due to copyright reasons. But I've been trying to like find clips to put over this stuff and I just can't. So if you think these episodes are boring, I really apologize. I'm not like a meme person. I'm not someone that just like overfloods the video full of memes. So let me know if that bothers you or not. Also, if you notice, it seems as though all of the supernaturals kind of stick together. Like, they've been flirting, they've been trying to get in there, but at the same time, they all kind of just hang out together. Sadly, there can't be. Well, I guess there could be an all supernatural couple if they were interested in that way, but none of them have been, surprisingly. Like, none of them have just tried to go with each other. They're like, hey, you're weird, I'm weird, let's get together. That doesn't happen for some reason. So maybe they could, but there's no, like, romance vibes between any of them. Meanwhile, back in the honeymoon suite with Ava and Garrison, nothing is really going on that interesting. They're just kind of chit-chatting, getting to know each other a little bit more. And at the same time, in the bedroom, something a little bit more interesting is going on, okay? Because we have Cole in bed, and he's doing a little bit of, like, self-loving, okay? And for some reason, Joffrey's, like, standing there. I think he, like, popped something because he's, like, feeling dazed and, like, his eyes are really big and weird. And he's, like, just, like, staring at a paintings, which he loves to do all the time. That's, like, his #1 activity in the villa is to stare at paintings in the house. And then he also enjoys watching Cole self-woohoo, apparently, which a lot of the Sims do here in the Love Island house. They just, like, walk in, they're like, and then they just, like, watch them do it. It's very bizarre. Like, I'm surprised their romance bar doesn't go up or anything. I don't know. But judging from this, it kind of seems like, I don't know, Cole might have been into it. Like, he was like performing for an audience. I don't know, there's a little bit of, like, bro homoeroticness going on between the two of these guys.
Huh?
And then outside, it seems as though Colton, our alien friend, is trying to get some girls on his side. He's flirting with Vivian, Kira, and Alana ends up stepping over, and he starts flirting with her as well. And that actually ends up going a bit more successfully than the other two. But he's really trying. I mean, he's out there, like, fishing. He's, like, trying to catch any fish he can. He's out there grafting. Hashtag get grafting. I have a horrible English accent, so I'm not going to do that ever again. But, yeah, yeah.
Bob Nadizi?
I'm still pretty surprised that Colton hasn't, like, came out to anyone as an alien. He's still kept his disguise the whole time. None of them have weirdly found out. He really hasn't shown any of his powers. I mean, Kira's openly, like, doing magic, and Luna's swimming in the pool, and you know, Xavier's drinking blood from everyone, but Colton really hasn't done anything. You think they would put the dots together or something, like, what's up with you? Why are you with this group? But no one's really thought of it. No one's really freaked out that he's an alien at all, and he hasn't came out of his disguise once. So that's pretty impressive. Him and Alana actually seem to be getting along, and it's a weird couple. I don't really ship them together. I think that's very strange, but at the same time, I'm not surprised at all, because Alana is into any guy that gives her any attention, so she could work it out with any of them. So it's not shocking whatsoever. So Marcus is pretty much going just person to person, I mean, or girl to girl. He, you know, stopped Vivian in the pool earlier, so now he's, like, catching back up with her while she's, like, making herself some food in the kitchen. He's, like, sitting down with her, like, really opening up his feelings, telling life stories to her, really trying to connect on a deep personal level with her. And I think it is actually kind of working. I think Marcus is a really nice guy. He's obviously sticks in my memory since I called Damien in the first, like, 2 or 3 episodes of the series Marcus the whole time. So he really stuck in my brain for some reason, and he's, like, not someone that would be my type at all. So I could kind of see one of the girls kind of end up swaying in that direction eventually. If he's, like, really opening up, being completely honest and nice to you. I think he actually is a nice guy and has good intentions. Honestly, I think the only people that don't have good intentions in this house would be Xavier, because he's just there for blood. Alana and Aurora, I think, are, like, our baddies. But I would trust Marcus, and even though he is kind of playing a little bit of game, like after he finishes his conversation with Vivian in the kitchen, he ends up lighting up a fire in the fire pit, and Kira ends up sitting down, and they end up roasting marshmallows together. And he's flirting with her, getting to know her, opening up to her. So I think he's just trying to open up to as many girls as he can and seeing which one takes the bait. So this whole time that Marcus has been grafting, Colton has been sitting here flirting with Alana that whole time in the gym area. And it seems to actually be paying off because she's like kissing him, they're getting really snuggly and touchy-touchy, and then eventually she actually just goes ahead and agrees to woohoo with him, which, again, I'm not very surprised. And they both like strut their little stuffs to the bedroom, and they openly get all wicked whims in the bedroom. Above the covers too. They want everyone to see. Alana loves that. I think that's kind of like her thing. So who knows? Like maybe Colton has found his match. Maybe he's found another way to stay in the house. And who knows how the other boys are going to react, because Alana is involved with all of them. So it's not very surprising. And I am going to be surprised to see who's upset by it and who's not. Meanwhile, in the honeymoon suite, Garrison isn't getting anything. He's just sitting there. Meanwhile, Ava is actually under the covers, just doing the job herself. She's like, don't worry, Garrison, I got this covered. And so he's just hanging out, enjoying the scenery, I guess. And of course, Joffrey is staring at art. Like I said, it's his number one activity in the villa. And while he's doing that, Marcus makes his last rounds. He's talked to pretty much all the other girls in the house. And now it's his turn to talk to Kira one-on-one. So he decides to give her a massage. And of course, like all massages that happen in these chairs aren't good. He just hurts her feet and hands. None of them are good at massages. I don't even know why they try. I don't know why that's like an instinct for them. I get that it's like romantic. It's an excuse to touch someone. But like, if you ain't good, then it's not going to do much good for you. But that's what they're up to. So in the bedroom, Colton and Alana are still going strong. The stamina is still high there, and they're still going for it. Everyone's just kind of walking by, trying to ignore them. Like Vivian just walks by, Kira just walks by, but then Xavier walks in, and he is upset. He starts bawling his eyes out. He's not happy about this. I felt like this really showed his true colors for who he was leaning towards. I mean, I always thought he was really into Aurora, but if he's gonna get this upset about Alana, I think that's pretty surprising. And his emotions kind of go up and down. Like he's really upset, but at the same time, like kind of into it. You know, like she's on top, spelling her name, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, oh, all right. This is also breaking my heart a little bit. And it's really weird because like Vivian's staring at them naked, and she's like not really upset by it. And then she leaves right when they finish. And then as soon as they're done, she steps right back in and is like crying, upset about it. Like, why weren't you like that during it? It was like right after they finished. She's like, like, what? So now Vivian's upset and she ends up leaving the room. And who's there to comfort her? Marcus, of course. So he gives her some cake. She puts her clothes back on. She cries a little bit more. Meanwhile, Marcus is there, you know, having this brilliant game move of like flirting with like literally everyone. He's already talked to Vivian, flirted with her, talked to Kira, flirted with her. Now he's back to flirting with Vivian. Like, I think like this is really helping him in the long run, all this drama that's going on. And maybe like Vivian seeing Colton and Alana hook up, maybe that is gonna like push her more towards Marcus instead. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out later tonight, of course, and see what happens. But I think Marcus is doing a really good job. And again, in the honeymoon suite, nothing is going on. Like, I don't know. Garrison went outside and grilled some like pork and beans, beanie weenies. And they're just chilling eating it. Like that's it. I do love that it's a staple in beginning chefs. Like all my Sims are always cooking beanie weenies because that's what you guys are, my little beanie weenies. As of right now of recording this, I have 85 subscribers. Those 85 of you, genuinely, like, I hardly ever promote. I don't really do that much stuff to promote, and I don't really care about my fan base, but I've literally had 0 negative criticism, and like everything's been so positive, and those 85 people that have subscribed are like so great. They watch all my videos and I love them, so I just want to reach out to my beanie weenies as I'm seeing you guys on my screen and tell you that I love all of you. I love every single bean in your bowl and every single chopped up weenie that you own. I should write like a little poem for that.
Watanabe. Walu, Ruskan Lampima, Muchi Pichi, Bethite Shamagra.
So everyone else is in the kitchen, hanging out, eating food, getting to know each other. It looks like Cole, Vivian, Luna, all of them are kind of just hanging out in the kitchen, getting along. And as I was saying earlier, how I think Marcus is playing a good game, that I love that he came out there to comfort Vivian and to really console her, because I told you it'd pay off, as I knew it would, because as soon as he starts flirting with her again, they decide to go and woohoo. And I was really excited. I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to work out because they didn't go to a bed. So I was like, oh, like when they started walking in there and they walked right past the bedroom, I was like, oh, you're going to go to the closet? Oh, you're not going to the closet? Then I started worrying because most of their like woohoo places, apart from that one kitchen counter, I guess, that Alana and Garrison love so much, they don't really woohoo anywhere else, really. So I was like, where in the world are they going? They go upstairs, they went to the bathroom. Meanwhile, Colton is like in the bathtub bathing, and they just walk right past him and just go into the bathroom and start woohooing on the floor, which is fine. I mean, at least it's behind closed doors, you would think. But, like, not really. Like, Colton's right outside. He could probably hear you. And then, of course, everyone else decides to come and follow along. They have to use the bathroom now, right when this happens. And it's just a mess. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure Colton can, like, hear what's going on. He seems a bit, like, excited about it. And then Luna comes up. She has to use the bathroom, which is fine. That's why you go to the toilet, naturally. And she, of course, chooses that one to go into. And she's, like, shocked. She just runs straight back out. And she's crying for whatever reason. Because I don't really think she had a thing with Colton, as far as I know. So I don't really get... Or Marcus, sorry. So I don't really get why she's really upset about that. I don't know. But she, like, still has to use the bathroom, so she just goes to the toilet next door. That's why you always knock first before you use the bathroom. She should have knocked. Sims don't knock. It's kind of rude. They only knock when it's the welcome wagon and you don't want them there. Or when it's Vlad and he wants to drink your blood and he just comes on in anyway. But, so yeah, then Cole ends up coming upstairs and going to the bathroom as well. But he ends up staying in the room. I think he ends up using the toilet and then he just, like, continues to stare at them. He just watches. He's like, well, since I'm in here and you guys are still going, I might as well just watch, I guess. And Luna's just in the next stall, like, upset about it, like, listening through the wall. It's just ridiculous. And, like, I guess this is nice and I shouldn't be complaining because in real life I wouldn't be complaining about it, but since it's like my Sim series that I want to be juicy and drama filled and woohoo filled, I'm just like so annoyed that like Ava and Garrison spent all day together in the honeymoon suite, like all day. They didn't do anything fun or cute. Like Ava just self woohooed while Garrison sat there and made beanie weenies. They like didn't even like really get into the hot tub or anything fun. They didn't have woohoo. They didn't really do anything. They just like sat around and talked and ate wieners. And then finally they decided to woohoo in the shower. Like finally, like I've been waiting like all day. Like this is the reason why I sing the honeymoon suite. It's what the honeymoon suite is really for. It's for you guys to like freaking woohoo, and they are finally doing it, so I guess I shouldn't complain. And I also shouldn't complain because, like, in real life, that's how it would go down. That's how I would like it to go down in real life, but, like, I need the juice, I need the drama. However, I am still terrified that she's gonna end up pregnant. Like, I swear I turned off all of the settings again, but, like, I'm traumatized after that. Like, I don't know, if anyone's gonna get pregnant, I don't think it'll be her, but whatever. But back in the normal villa, I think the whole, like, woohooing in the bathroom and everyone walking in really kind of, like, brought out, like, the comfort in everyone. Like, no one has any shame anymore. Like, again, there's no privacy in the Love Island house or in the one here in The Sims. Like, there are these 2 bathrooms, but everyone has to use them, or the bush outside. Like, they share a bedroom with all the beds. The other beds are wide in the open. Like, there's, like, no closed or locked doors they can go into. And so I think finally, after everything, after seeing everything, like, they just don't care anymore. They're like, oh, you're in the bathroom? I'm still just gonna sit here and use it. You can just watch me take a poop. Like, I don't care. Which I think is pretty funny. And they all end up slowly going to bed afterwards and getting ready and going to sleep. And we're gonna start the brand new day, and it will be time for the recoupling. I also just want to have a side note that I've been really mumbly in this episode. I'm actually a really mumbly, quiet talking kind of person. Hopefully this microphone and everything helps, but if you're ever having a hard time understanding what I'm saying, just, like, write in the comments, like, talk clear, you, like, mush mouth bitch. Just say that, and I'll try my best. All right, and it's time for the recoupling ceremony. Every Friday we're gonna have a recoupling, of course, as you guys have been watching. So tonight is gonna be no different, and we're gonna have someone going home at the end. And this is all based on the relationship statuses, and I just pick by whoever's in the corner. Today we're gonna be doing OGs versus newbies. So we have all the supernaturals kind of sitting and waiting to see who gets picked. And first to pick is Garrison. So looking through Garrison relationship statuses, it's really no surprise. I mean, he spent, this entire day and everything with Ava in the honeymoon suite, and they finally woohooed, and I think everything's going great with them, so it's no surprise that he picks her. And our first official couple is Garrison and Ava. All right, and then next up we have Cole. Now this is another one that isn't too much of a surprise, especially looking at his relationship statuses, but also his past history. Him and Luna have been a couple pretty much since she entered all week. They instantly hit it off. So it's not really any surprise that he goes ahead and picks her, making Luna and Cole our second official couple.
Baba, Deso. Yanabi Vero. Fini. Schmejel a Klim. Yiklawoosh.
Supta.
All right, so then next up we have Joffrey, and he is out here to pick. And before, like, once he even gets out there, I, like, start to look at his relationship statuses, and then, of course, I get the notification that Colton is burning to death. It's so annoying. Like, I'm constantly having to change the time because the night just goes by too quickly. It takes them, like, an hour just to walk, 5 feet in front of them. So by the time I do 2 people, it's already sunrise. So I always change it back, and then it's, like, summertime. It's like they spend a whole day outside. They're wearing a jacket. So instantly they're going to burn to death. It's just a nightmare. But anyway, we finally, like, figure that out, and I look at his relationship statuses, and Joffrey really doesn't have high relationship statuses with anyone that's left in the house. Him and Vivian have really kind of disappeared, dispersed. I don't know the word for it, but their relationship has really gone down recently since they started like looking for other people, and he doesn't really have anyone there apart from Colton, who's actually his highest relationship status. So weirdly, we have our first gay couple in Love Island history, and our first gay couple in this series, and that is Joffrey and Colton. All right, again, just a reminder, I'm just going through the list at the bottom of the screen, so it's all pretty random. And so that made Aurora next. Now, after sucking her blood all week, it's no real surprise that Aurora is going to go ahead and pick Xavier, making them a final couple. And now we're only down to a few left. So I went ahead and I brought out both Vivian and Alana and Marcus, and he's going to pick who he wants to be with. Looking at his relationship status and the moves he's been making recently, considering he just hooked up with her, it's no real surprise that he goes ahead and picks Vivian. Meaning the two girls going home tonight are surprisingly Alana and our spellcaster Kira, who's our only supernatural going home. The rest of them managed to get them a place in the final couples, which is really surprising. And I'm really surprised and shocked to see Alana go home, especially. She has such a connection with everyone. I think it just came down to the random order that was picked, that I just went down, and she ended up just not getting Marcus and not getting the people that she would normally have picked herself. And then it looks like I'm sending Luna and Cole to leave, but they actually just decided to do that on their own. They're not leaving. And we'll catch up to them later. Meanwhile, we have to still pay the last bit of attention that we can to Alana and Kira as they say their goodbyes and leave the villa for good. What did you guys think of this? Are you guys as shocked that I am that Alana's going home? Are you disappointed? Like, she really brought the drama. Do you think all the drama is going to go away now that we make it to the finals? We're getting really close to the end. There's only 5 episodes left after this. So I'm surprised that we're not seeing Alana there in the finals. Are you guys surprised? Let me know in the comments down below. And then again, when it comes to Luna and Cole, they were not leaving. They just decided that they need a little bit more privacy. They're really happy that they have picked each other, that they've made it, official now that they're a couple. And they decided to go to the bush that's all the way in the back of the house and woohoo in it. They passed quite a few beds before they got there. But that bush apparently was calling their name. So instead of saying goodbye to Alana and Kira, they said sweet hello to each other's private parts in a bush. That's Love Island. Alright, and with that, our recoupling is done, and we have our 5 official couples. Let's just do a little review again. We have Aurora and Xavier, Luna and Cole, our first gay couple, Joffrey and Colton, who aren't romantic at all, so we'll see how well that goes and if that lasts whatsoever. Then we have Ava and Garrison, and Marcus and Vivian. Which one of those 5 are your favorite? Do you think they'll actually stay and last? Because again, there are no more new faces entering the villa. All the new Islanders are done for. There's no more new faces coming. Familiar faces, can't promise that potentially. But what I can say is that we are done with this villa for sure. So we're actually going to have them all go off to Windenburg, where on a 64 by 64 lot, I have built the season 6 of the UK series villa that was in South Africa. I wanted a whole new location. This house is completely different. It's huge. It's 3 stories. The layout's pretty complicated. There's a lot more privacy. There's a lot more nooks and crannies so they can all hang out in. And I'm excited to see what it was. I just want to put them in a new location. I thought Windenburg was really romantic. They're on an actual island. The view is terrific. And I thought it would just be really fun. And of course, you can download this villa on the gallery at Singleton RW. This house was really fun to build. I'm horrible at terrain tools, like when it comes to changing the level, and I had to really do that for this house. So it's not the best, I don't think, but it was really good for me. I really like the look of this house, and I did use custom content for this house when it came to the windows and doors. I will include that custom content down below in the description box, as well as the mods that I include in this game. You can always check that out for all the information, and you can download that custom content yourself. However, I will say that the windows and doors I did use are insanely easy to replace with the base game windows and doors. I just kind of had it, kind of wanted to use it. I thought, yellow, let's go for it. So there's hardly anything to really replace that much when you don't use the custom content. And what you do have to replace is really easy. But I really love this house. It's huge. It's gigantic. We have, its own new honeymoon suite. The boys and girls dressing rooms. Just one bedroom again. But there is a pull-out bed. And yeah, I really like this house. I tried to make it as close as I could. And again, we only have 5 episodes left of this season. So we're really going down, and we're really getting closer and closer to the finale. I do have to say I have a really fun twist waiting next week. So make sure you stay tuned on Monday to see who decides to stop by the villa. Because maybe we have a few couple guests this week. And so that should be really fun and exciting. I love all my Beanie Weenies. Thank you so much for subscribing. You can like and hit the bell and stuff like that. I don't monetize my videos or anything, but it would really help my ego. And my ego needs it. I can't wait to see you guys on Monday. And I can't wait for you guys to get close to the finale. It's just all going together. And I'm really excited. So I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.